Some days, love feels like a distant star, beautiful to look at, but far too dangerous to touch. And other days, it feels like a storm, chaotic, all consuming, and leaving me wondering if it's worth stepping into the rain. Love for me isn't just a feeling, it's a memory, a collection of stories I didn't write that carry with me like scars. I think about my mother sometimes, standing steady in a storm she didn't ask for. I remember her silence in the face of disrespect, her tears behind closed doors, her dreams shrinking until they fit neatly inside someone else's shadow. Watching that, how could I not be afraid? They say daughters inherit their mother's stories, and I feel the weight of that like an invisible chain. But I don't want that story to be mine, so I build walls, not out of spite, but out of fear. I tell myself it's better to be alone than to risk losing myself the way she did. Yet, love has a way of whispering, doesn't it? Even when you try to shut it out, it finds its way back in. My head is the cautious one. It builds its case with logic and statistics, reminding me of all the ways love can unravel. It's a gamble, it says, and the odds are not in your favour. But my heart, it's a dreamer. It reminds me of the good moments, the stolen glances, shared laughter, the feeling of being seen in a way that makes the world feel a little less heavy. My heart insists that love is worth it, that it's a risk that pays in colours too vivid to describe. And so I sit between these two voices, neither loud enough to drown out the other. My biggest fear is not heartbreak, it's forgetting who I am. I've seen love strip people bare, leaving them shells of who they used to be. I've seen it take dreams and turn them into regrets, ambitions traded for compromises too steep to climb back from. And I wonder, is it possible to love without losing yourself? To hold someone close without letting go of who you are? I don't know the answer yet, but that fear, that is what keeps me frozen. A foot hovering over a threshold I'm too scared to cross. I've been telling myself lately that it's okay to pause, not to give up on it entirely, but to step back, to catch myself and my breath, to remind myself that my story doesn't have to follow anyone else's script. Maybe love doesn't have to be an all or nothing gamble. Maybe it can come when I've built something so strong within myself that no storm could shake it. Maybe it's not about shutting the door, but waiting until I'm ready to open it again. I don't know what future me will decide. Maybe she'll stay on this path of solitude, finding joy in the life that she builds for herself. Or maybe she'll take a chance, stepping into the unknown with trembling hands but a steady heart. What I do know is this: love doesn't have to be a chain. It doesn't have to be a storm. It can be a garden, tended carefully, growing in its own time. Maybe that's what I'm learning, to trust the timing of things, to let myself dream without being consumed by fear, to hold space for the possibility that love could be gentle, healing and true. So if you've ever felt stuck between your head and your heart, just know you're not alone. Fear and hope often live side by side, and it's okay to give yourself the time to figure out which voice to follow. And remember, whether you choose to open your heart or keep it safely guarded, you're allowed to take your time. After all, the best stories are written one careful word at a time.